Rome is the empire that refused to die. Most empires fade like smoke. Rome did not. Rome transformed. When its armies weakened, its bishops strengthened. When its political power cracked, its spiritual authority expanded. When barbarians stormed its walls, the empire simply moved. Into churches, councils, rites, and relics, the body of Rome died, but its spirit survived, and the spirit found a new host, the Holy Empire. Born from Constantine's marriage of altar and throne, it claimed to be the kingdom of God on earth, but in its marrow lived the appetite of the old Caesars and the whisper of the old gods. Rome no longer needed iron eagles. It now wore crosses, and the beast exhaled again. The marriage of sword and sanctuary, the new Rome, an empire baptized but unrenewed, rose beneath the shadow of Constantine's throne. What began as alliance became identity. Kings ruled by God's authority. Popes crowned emperors, emperors protected popes. Bishops shaped nations, soldiers marched beneath sacred banners. War was sanctified, unity was enforced by steel and creed. For the first time in history, faith became a political weapon sharper than any legionary spear. This was not the meek faith of fishermen, shepherds, and desert prophets. This was imperial faith, a fusion of theology and throne, a halo worn by a beast. Prophets silenced, heretics made Rome. Now baptized, still feared dissent, but instead of crucifixion it used excommunication. Instead of gladiators it used councils. Instead of lions it used law. Those who questioned imperial doctrine, even when that doctrine served politics more than heaven, were branded heretics. And in Rome's holy empire, heresy became treason. Great thinkers were hunted, voices crying for purity were stifled. Movements seeking the simplicity of the Messiah were crushed beneath imperial orthodoxy. The empire learned how to eliminate opponents while calling it defending the faith. The beast roared in sacred language. IV, the mask of holiness, the holy empire built. Cathedrals that pierced the sky, altars shimmering with gold, libraries of sacred texts, councils that shaped continents, but beneath its splendor lurked a darker truth. Its piety masked, ambition disguised as destiny, conquest disguised as conversion, taxation disguised as tithing, manipulation disguised as unity, idolatry disguised as ceremony, control disguised as holiness. The mask was beautiful, the spirit beneath was ancient, the same spirit that guided Caesars and demanded nations bow. The beast had returned. The Anunnaki influence awakens again. In the shadows of the Holy Empire, old forces stirred. The Anunnaki, exiled giants of pride and intellect, saw the empire as perfect soil to twist mankind's spiritual course. They no longer needed temples or idols. They needed only influence and institutional faith. The Holy Empire granted both. They whispered through councils. They guided kings through dreams and omens. They disguised manipulation as visions and miracles. They bent doctrine toward hierarchy and human authority, drawing worship away from the Creator himself. A faith meant to liberate became a chain. A kingdom meant to uplift became a cage. A people meant for light became entangled in shadow. The beast was awake, and it wore a bishop's robe. The true church goes underground. But the Messiah's light did not die. Across deserts, mountains, and hidden valleys, a remnant kept the original fire alive. They refused to bow to emperors, councils, or holy tyranny. They clung to
simplicity, humility,
prayer, resistance to oppression,
freedom from imperial chains.
They were hunted, but never extinguished, for the true bride has never lived in palaces. She has always been a remnant.
The prophecy of the two Romes among the scattered faithful, a prophecy rose like smoke. Rome will fall twice, but the beast will rise a third time. first fall was the sack of the ancient empire. The second was the corruption of the Holy Empire. The third rise would come when religion, politics, and global power merged once more. The beast is not a creature, it is a system, a mindset, a legacy, and its final awakening was yet to come. Be it a warning for the children of light. The rise of the Holy Empire teaches a truth no generation can ignore. When faith marries power, power devours faith. The beast does not fear persecution, it thrives in it. The beast does not fear martyrdom, it multiplies believers. What the beast fears is a church that refuses to kneel to earthly thrones. A people who remember the Messiah's kingdom is not of this world. A remnant who knows no empire, holy or pagan, can speak for God. And so the children of light must watch, must discern, must remain steadfast. For the beast awakened once, it will awaken again. But light, true light, never bows.